Alright, I'm sorry, you guys. It took me a little while longer to get up here, but there was a reason. I was trying to, get myself, like, prom promote it that I'm on, that I'm live. We're doing this. I did some divination last night, to help a dear friend, and, we're doing some again right now. Um, ow, oh my god, my back hurts. Obviously, you can see, for those of you who are on, Twitch or on, um, oh, I'm so sorry, my back hurts. On Twitch or on Kick, oh, you can see my tipping link. And I can go ahead and add that tipping link in YouTube right now. Give me one quick moment, actually. Um, because obviously it's not quite. Mm, copy. Actually, I'm gonna just post it just through Restream here. Maybe I can pin. I don't know if I can pin that or not, but there's the tipping link in case you guys would like this here. You'd like to go ahead and get either a 5-minute reading or a 7-minute reading. Mind you, when I connect, it can be longer than that. I'm not saying that you have to spend more, but you do have to at least start. You know what I mean? Um, and for the most part, it's actually been pretty incredible. The things that I've gotten through. My mind has been kind of like in the rut recently, so I felt like for a while, almost like my gifts were kind of being hindered, and I was really bothered by it. Um, but like that's not the case anymore, right? Like I'm good now. Um, so I want to be able to share my gift with you guys. Yes, I'm pulling out my rods. I have my rods. I do journal. Anything that I've experienced. I didn't journal yesterday's because I recorded yesterday's. So I felt like I had a way of like going back to it if I wanted to, so that I can journal it. But I will journal any of these. And then if I did ever read for you, you can just refer back to me and be like, hey, remember when we had that reading? What was it that was brought through or whatever? And I would happily help with bringing that out. So divination. Now, earlier, as I was starting to get ready for stream and I was kind of getting my channels together and stuff like that, I actually did also. I had turned on my uh, that what's it called, the REM pod, and it kept going off. So it's almost like uh, I always use what is it? Eula May, is that her name? Yuda May? I don't remember her name. The name from um of the lady, the fortune teller in. Oh, I'm sorry, my sister. The fortune teller in you guys can help me with this. In Ghost, in the movie Ghost, she like once her gift was recognized that she could speak to somebody, all of a sudden like everybody would kind of show up. Well, it started going crazy right now when I had it on, and I don't know if it was just going crazy because I haven't had it on in a while. I did change the battery in hopes that maybe it would fix the situation. Because if something's here, obviously I would like to be open to learning about them. Because sometimes I actually just get a spirit that's trying to get a story out. And that's one of the coolest things that I deal with, but also kind of it's also been a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not, because sometimes they get um, they get annoyed that I don't speak to them. So then I have to like try to open up to speak to them so that I can kind of get them to move on, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, for the most part, they usually, the moment that they're here, they're pretty chill. Mm-mm. I don't know, that's just the battery. Stop. Mm-mm. I think it's just the battery. I think right now it's the battery. So let's turn it off and let's fix that. Okay, stop. All right. Okay. I think it's set. I think we're good. If anything does want to come through, want to touch that, come and touch that. Come let me know that you're here, that you'd like to speak. You're pretty open. We are pretty open. um, but usually you see how like my camera starts to. That's actually what started being like my indicator that something would come about. Sorry, I'm trying to like adjust my outfit. It starts to pull on my shoulders if I don't have it on right. If it's see how like I must have like moved it around. Oh, so it starts to mess with me a little bit. Okay. At any rate, I don't even remember what I was saying. All I know is that I have that on. If anything does approach, we have had situations where I'll have it on, and there'll be a few conversations here and there, or a few things that come through, and that like they do touch it, and for those of you who have been following me and do know, I did have a situation when I was streaming a few months ago. Oh no, almost a year ago, where it just started going like berserk. Wow, almost a year ago. In a few months, what, 3 months, 2 months? Wow, my God, this year has been going by so fast, guys. Anyway, I would love to read for you. I would love to answer some questions. So readings are spirit guide readings. I don't do just like regular open. I don't do psychic as far as. I don't do like future readings. I don't try to read what's coming up or whatever. I can read your situation somewhat, but based off of what the spirit guide is gonna try to like why your spirit guide that comes to me will say. That's usually where my readings are. My readings um aren't just in the know. Uh it's more like I'm getting information from one of your guides or an angel or something like that, and they'll let me know what it is that you need to know. Um, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It has been pretty cool for quite some time too. I'm just realizing something. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I just realized something. I just realized I can stream on X. I always forget about that. Did they ever change this? It's possible, but I don't know. Hi, are you here? Hi, can you step away from that? Can you step away from that, please? an ambulance, huh? Interesting. Curious, who's here? Huh. Alright. We're gonna use this instead. I've never done the flashlight method, guys, so if I like, it's because I really don't think that. Somebody is here. This is flashlight. If you touch the back of the flashlight, you should be able to turn it on and off. So you can hold it. But I'd love to know what you're trying to tell us. I can't put this there. It doesn't fit there. If you are here, and if you want to say some... Oh, I thought it was starting to go off, but it's not. Oh, there goes my camera again. I'm telling you guys. So interesting. Okay, I have a feeling somebody's been hanging about here. I do feel like somebody's here because I was doing divination last night, so I feel like someone likes to make themselves present whenever I've opened up. So yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to set up some of my stream stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to like ignore the stream, but since people are barely starting to wander in, I figured I might as well just oh my goodness, really? Oh, that's right. I remember why. Okay, let me see. I'm curious if I can stream on here. On X. I'd love to like do some divination. That's interesting, right? I don't think I've ever seen actual divination on X. What do I have going on right now? I guess I can't do that. It's fine. I'll do it another time. I'll fix that another time because I do want to start streaming like most places at the same time. But yeah, I'm curious if somebody's here right now to like speak to us. Somebody's clearly coming about because I don't know who that is or whatnot. What's the matter, baby? She's my tiny kitty's like, oh, like, what's going on? Have I literally not followed myself? That's kind of funny. I did. They just did. Might as well. I might as well. Everything so I can see from different angles of what's going on. Okay. Alright, my loves. Let's get back to it. I appreciate y'all's patience. Again, please, if you're looking to get Divination read, come on in. I would love to speak with you. I know a lot of you aren't aware. That was a big firecracker outside. If you didn't hear that, that was not my pants. See, my camera keeps refocusing. Is somebody here? Somebody's here. And I almost want to go live, like, on my thing here, too. But I don't have the thing that holds it, and I kind of would have to, like, keep an eye on it, and I kind of don't want to be doing that. Does that make any sense? Like, I don't want to have to, like, look at stream. That's the reason I was hoping to be able to do it on your stream, but it's not letting me right now. Also, I'm not sure if I should be doing this on YouTube, or if I should be doing it focused on somewhere else, because maybe YouTube won't pick this up. Just do it. I don't know if there's a lot of divination on YouTube. I don't know. You guys have to tell me that. Oh my god. It didn't put me on? That's so weird. That doesn't help. Someone who's fine. Oh, thanks, Jukin. How are you, sweetheart? How you doing, sweetheart? I also realized I didn't announce it in my Discord because I keep forgetting to fix my Mi 6 to announce Snow Scary Adventures 2. How are you? What have you been up to, Jukin? Get my what's it called? My link, like my proper link. There we go. Oh my god. Wah. Damn it. 2. You spent an hour in the parking lot because of a fire? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's terrifying. So you just had to just wait there until... Was it just like a kitchen fire? Or like... Was it blazing? Like, you know what I mean? Like something that was like easy to contain, so like it's not gonna affect you. Does that make sense? Have you ever had a reading, True King? Do you believe in divination? That's probably one of the first questions I should ask, rather than if you've ever had a reading. Because if you believe in it, most likely you have. It had to be small, never saw smoke. Oh, okay. So maybe just, yeah, maybe. Or, don't they also, like, go in if there's, like, a carbon dioxide, what is it, carbon monoxide? Like, leak or something like that? Monoxide? Dioxide? I don't know. Don't they sometimes go in for that, too? To, like, make sure all the valves are, like, fine if they get a call? Divination, is that like the same thing as yeah, so tarot is a type of divination. So tarot, actually, like, the the crystals, Reiki, um for me, I use dowsing rods. Those are my tools. Those are my go-to tools. I've never well, hold on, I need to maybe I need to say this better. I've scryed before. Scrying is like when you're looking in a crystal, or you're looking like in a ball, you know? When you look in a crystal or you look in a mirror, and you kind of like just let yourself see what you can see. And like it, like, if that makes sense. That's scrying. I've myself, well, I've never used a crystal to scry. I'm going to tell you that. So this is really exciting for me because um, this is probably going to be happening. This is new to me. But I used to scry in a mirror as a child all the time, and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. If that makes sense. Like, I would be like seeing like changes around me as I would like stare into the mirror, and then I would like have like intuitions and things like that. But I never understood it. I never understood what I was doing. It was just like kind of like a natural ability that would kind of like take over. And then, yeah, and after that, I just haven't had anything really since. Um, not with scrying. I don't know. Such a disservice. What they're looking into or anything? Oh, like when you learn about what scrying is. Yeah, so you're either looking into a crystal, a crystal ball, a crystal mirror, like so obsidian. Like I've also wanted like an obsidian ball. Um, I feel like it might be more for me. I honestly think, like, I love this. Don't get me wrong, but I think I would have probably enjoyed uh the the obsidian one more, because you could actually see yourself better. Like you're not like looking for yourself, if that makes sense. You're not like looking for a reflection or something. In the crystal ball, like it's more like a magnifying glass than anything, which is kind of interesting, right? Or reflective. You can see that too, how like it kind of just will like reflect. Um, but like I feel like a obsidian, or like an obsidian plate, would do more, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I would do better with it. Because it's so much more similar. It's just darker, but it's more similar to an actual mirror. And again, since I was so used to mirrors as a kid, I think I would have done better scrying into some type of mirror as an adult. Um, but I've never tried. I've never tried it in here, and I don't know. I only ever had a tarot done. Lots of stuff easier to believe than what I was raised on. Okay, how were you raised? Like, if you don't mind me asking. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people are raised like with a more like Judeo-Christian background, especially in Western society. So the idea of like Eastern things like this is very scary to them, or mystical, which is very interesting to me because like the mysteries and mystics and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Look how cool that looks. So the angle that I have it. But the mystics and like the mystery schools and things like that was kind of a normal thing. And technically, like there's an understanding that like that not an understanding, but there's a conspiracy that Christ, because he lived in Egypt where the mystery schools were, that he did learn some things growing up there, because nobody knows exactly where his life was as a child, right? So they do there has been speculation that he actually, like, he had all the knowledge of like a mystic, um and that's what I thought that was pretty cool. See, well, here's the thing, and here's what I have a hard time with. Like, Christ made it very clear that he wanted us to know God, his Father, his heavenly Father, right? Like, that was his mission. It was to let us know who God was. But he never told us that we were supposed to be like any sort of religion. As a matter of fact, he talked against that a lot, like the facade of religion. So I found it interesting. So when like obviously people are very thrown by the fact that I say I'm a Christian witch, because they're like, what do you mean by that? No, because I fully believe in who Christ is, the consciousness that he was trying to teach us, and the sacrifice that he made for us. And in that, I honor him, and I honor that energy. If that, you know what I mean? I honor that, not just energy, but that like presence in my life. Um, what's up, Ghost? So I feel like it was very, like, he has been very misunderstood. And I say that as somebody who, like, I see Christ like as my best friend. I see Jesus Christ as my best friend, right? Hi, thank you for the follow. What was that? Deshaun Hill? Is that what that says? I can't see that one. Where'd you come from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? It must have been from Kick. You know what I don't like? I don't like that Kick doesn't give me... Huh. Hold on. I think I need to do something. Maybe... Maybe I need to, like, get Stream Elements in chat, and it's, like, not... I'm not doing it. How do I... do this? gonna have to find you. I think I said that right. I hope. Welcome in. I'm sorry if I'm trying to find his name because I just got a follow and I was trying to figure out if I said his name right, because how I saw it was very different from, like, I didn't see it like in the chat. You know what I mean? I just wanted to say thank you properly. I feel bad. I am paying attention to you. I appreciate you. Also, the cool thing, guys, I don't know if I let you know, but I'm officially a creator on Kick. I'm an official creator on Kick now. So, I am able, I'm so excited about this, I'm able to have subs now. You can sub on Kick. I can't sub on Twitch yet because I haven't partnered there yet. Or not partnered, I haven't affiliated on this channel on Twitch yet. But I'm already ready because of the hours I've put in already on Kick. I've already been, I like officially can get subs, which is so cool to me. The name, yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I have a feeling I can just, if I go to the creator dashboard, I should be able to see my community. I think. Maybe. I guess not. I can't see anybody yet. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I wish I had seen that. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the chat bot going on here. The content is contenting. Please forgive me. I just want to make sure. Yeah, Deshaun Hill. I think that's what I saw. Cool. Okay, cool. You've streamed for years, still not affiliated. Being consistent, it's hard. It is very hard. And I was, you know what? When I affiliated on Twitch, I remember it being kind of, it was a little bit easier because I was part of a big, like, gaming community. I mean, I wasn't, like, gaming, but I was, like, very, like, chatty, right? So it was really easy to, like, chat with people on Discord. That's actually when I started to, like, really like Discord. And I'd be a part of this really big community, and then, so when I affiliated with Touch of Snow, or it used to be Snow White 44 before, it was pretty quick. I think maybe about 3 months, and I think that's pretty good considering the fact that I would, like, it was just like once a week, but I was doing long enough streams, and then I was picking up enough people. It was pretty good. The Pharisees from Jesus' day may have a lot in common with current cult. Like, yeah, I agree with that. I fully do. Look how cool that looks. I love how that looks. You just hold it like a certain way and it just reflects so cool. I'm a hurt my eyes a little bit. No, but I do very much compare a lot of things as such. As a child listening to this, are you guys serious? Do you not see this? Yeah. No, it's true though. It's true, and I think it's unfortunate that people don't recognize the hypocrisy, if that makes sense. Like, here they are speaking about, like, well, this is what Christ wanted. Yeah, you're right. So how come you're not recognizing that just in, like, our own leaders now? It's really unfortunate. I have a question for you, Chukin. Would you like a reading? Or do you have, like, I'll do yes or no's for free, but I won't, like, tune in. If that makes sense. I won't tune into your spirit guide without, like, that. Oh. Hi, King. If you don't use the Bible as a guide, the Puritans in history are covered in school, and they are simile enough. For real. Okay, so even then though, like, and then that's the other thing, right? Everybody likes to try to. What's the best way of saying it? A lot of people like to use the Bible as because. Okay, how can I? Because of all the transitions and all of the translations of the Bible, and like how people have like, let's be ridiculous, like King James. Let's be honest, he made it. He never put that together with the intention of being a good Christian. He put it together with the intention of being able to keep control over the people. Like, that was his reality. But I don't know. I think I've just been so like thrown at how people will use that as a reason to say that God does not exist. Like, he mustn't exist because the Bible has been tampered with, rather than like, yeah, for real. Oh, that's funny. Cool. I'm glad you like the music. I'm glad you like the background music. So, as far as like, yeah, like the Bible with that stuff happening with the Bible, I feel like it gives other people reason to discredit God, which I or like the idea of God. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like it's really sad. Like, all these people, all these people trying to take the doctrine and like fully manipulate it, have done a disservice to getting to know God, rather than it being something that wanted to be good. So, and that's one reason that I have, like, don't get me wrong, I do read the Bible, and I fully believe that when reading the Bible, I see it as a divination tool, and I've always seen it as a divination tool. And again, it's one of those things. God damn it, these children, these children that are playing. Uh oh, I didn't want to do that, but I guess I did. Dang it. What did I do? There we go. I didn't like that, and then now I lost whatever you said. God dang it. Oh no, I got it. I got the 90s thing. But sorry, I'm fixing this because it started pissing me off. But I've noticed that due to everybody's hands on it, it stopped being as divine as it was supposed to be used for and considered. And like, as a child, I would always pray before I opened the book, and I always thought that that was the normal thing to do, that you're supposed to pray and then read the Bible, and that's technically what it should be. Oh, thank you, Chainsaw. Um, and he, sorry, and then I realized like the way that I would get answers wasn't normal. Wasn't anywhere near the same. Chili for chili. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, it just wasn't a normal way. Like, I would literally, and actually, I'm surprised I don't have my Bible next to me right now. I have different Bibles. I have a few different Bibles, and I usually keep one in here too, especially because I do divination in here, right? Like, this is the room where I actually do the divination. Um, but I would, like, I'd pray, and then I would literally flip the book, and then I'd just land, and then every time, without failure, every time I'd come to a scripture that like grabbed my eye, or verses that grabbed my eye, they answered exactly what I needed in that moment. And I found it to be absolutely like incredible. Like that was my proof of God. Does that make sense? It wasn't like, you go into church, and don't get me wrong, like I like when you go to church and they like, and the pastor knows what he's preaching about because of what like he's been led to like share on something that he's learned in prayer and in his own alone time with God. But like but I love when like like when you're in a group of people who can literally pick it up and then they use it as divination. Like I know people don't want to use that word with it, but that's what it is. That's like exactly what it is. You're using divine wisdom to seek answers, right? Supernatural divine wisdom to seek answers. And I just find it um I find it sad that people can't see it that way anymore. That people don't search for God the same way anymore. You know? And I wish they would. I wish they could understand that. If people would stop looking at the Bible as what like evangelists, yeah, evangelists and like very like strict, far, what are they called? I guess like very much more cultish type like churches wind up like using it. I wish that they would see the beauty in it, you know? Um I wish they would understand that. Right. Hi Rick, how are you, sweetheart? My Thursday's been okay. It's actually been a little bit more chill than I kind of wanted it to be, but in a good thing. In a good way. What the hell? Anyway, how have you guys been? How has everybody else been? And yes, Shu King, if you want to go ahead and have a reading, or if you want a yes or no, we can go ahead and do that. We can start with a yes or no, and if you feel like you have like more questions are coming, and you'd like to go ahead and tip to get more, like to get slightly more, then I can try to connect. Don't reject the concept of God, but I do think it's anything, but I don't think it's anything we have a record of. See, and that's the thing. I feel like when Christ came, like his teachings were intended for us to learn to find God within ourselves. And that's one reason I also feel like a lot of people also ignore when Christ references back to I believe it's a psalm or a proverb. I'll have to find it. That talks about us being gods, like ourselves, that because we are created in his image, that we ourselves are gods, right? And how um like Christ makes it very clear, like, have I not told you you're gods? Like basically you have the ability to shape your life, like to shape your mind, to shape your life, and like everything that comes from that, right? Like you have the power, you have the authority, it's been given to you as a child of God. Like, and it's pretty amazing, but a lot of people don't want to see that. Thank you, Chu King. But like, and I think it, like, because of that, people would much rather try to demonize something like manifestation and things like that, even though it's very much like everything that Christ taught us. Like he taught us the power of the tongue. He taught us, like, do you know what I mean? Like he made it very clear. I like how you both came out with it. Yeah. But and it's funny because it's in King James and it's there, but it's like it's almost like they didn't want us to realize, like, I have never heard a preacher preach on it. I've never learned of a preacher who talks on it. Even though it's been, like, the way I see it is it's in red letters. How come it's not taken seriously, right? Like, it said what it said. God said, Christ said, same thing, different body. Uh, like, said that, like, very clearly. There was no stutter in that. Like, I've made it clear that you all have, that I've given you this authority. Why do you not realize that you can use it? You know, it's pretty cool. Anyway. I think, from what we think of Jesus Christ as God, no, I mean, he's making it very clear. Or I. Right. So, and that's the other thing. I was telling my kids, I was just like, God's name isn't Yeshua or Jehovah or Yahweh, or that's not God's name. That's man's name for God. But God made it very clear when he approached a Mount, what was it? Mount, I want to say Mount Zion, but I don't know. I can't remember when Moses goes up into the mountain and he speaks to God. And he says, what name should I give them? I am that I am. And it's very clear that his name is I. And he should be referred to as like the great I am, like an always. It's really interesting because people don't want to like understand that. It's consciousness. It's like, does that make sense? It's like, it's great, like what is it they call it? Like the great source, right, of consciousness. Yeah, no, you're fine. So, that's another thing. I do believe that even prophecy can be perverted. Does that make sense? So, whenever I see things like, oh, well, there was already all these stories about a divine savior born to a virgin and all this stuff, right? Like those are stories prior to Christ's coming. And I just see it as those were all prophecies because those are told in story form. There were never anybody who actually said that this was a physical thing. Those were all told in story form, and they were also told in like a kind of like in a divine realm. Like that wasn't something that they had access to, they just learned about. Like there wasn't something, there wasn't a God walking along with them. What's that purple cutfish? I can't see what you just put up, but that's, let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. I saw it now. Sorry, I'm on a few different things and it just showed me like the name of the emote. It doesn't show me like the actual emote. Sorry about that. But yeah, but I feel like the I feel like a lot of those stories were changed based off of the understanding that they wanted to have. Can do whenever for that good content. Yeah. Well, okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want just a yes or no question? Let's start with that. It's so hard to understand because every verse normally has context and story that is typically left out, which provides more insight in the meaning of the verse, which when excluded can be interpreted entirely different from the original context being left out. Exactly. Like you have to be like full, like there are Bible scholars that'll be like, yeah, that was never intended. Like that's the reason why, like you'll see like some super legit people that are like they're tatted, they're fully like tatted and stuff like that, right? And they're like, and they're preachers, and they look at them and they look at these people like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. We're not supposed to do this or whatever it may be. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't read that right. You didn't read what was in there right. You didn't understand the context of why. Like everything is its own context. What up, Benna? Alrighty. I'll be doing yes or no questions, like, with no, there's no charge on the yes or no questions, but if you want me to start to connect to a spirit guide, then that's when you kind of, for a few minutes, you do that or that. And yes, you can add one and the other to add, you know, whatever, but basically, ta-da. Alright, you can go ahead and ask me a question. You know, you talk about, you gotta come up with a question. It can be simple. It can look like, the best way of saying it is like, and April loves to do this. Well, Nanners, she loves to do this. She loves to test the rods, right? And I like to do it too. So ask like an obvious question to get a yes or a no, and then see how the rods give it to you. Does that make sense? And okay, something that's true, not an opinion. Those are fireworks, guys. Again, I live outside the city limits, so I get lots of fireworks. Hope a bunch of kids are playing in the fields near us that are empty. Like if the land is empty near us. Oh, that's pretty funny. If anybody's coming in, I know I have somebody who's been lurking in YouTube. If you guys want to come in and you want to ask a question, please feel free. Again, these are yes or no questions as of right now. If you'd like to get a little more in depth, you can get a few more minutes just in depth and focused on you there. And the tipping. Hold on. Really? That's pretty funny. Am I hungry? Are you? Feel free, I don't know what to ask. Is Chuking hungry? That was a very quick yes. What do you want? What are you trying to get yourself? I had to test it. What are you trying to feed yourself? That's pretty funny. It was a very quick yes. I'm hungry too, actually. Now I think about it, I have some hot Cheetos right here. Some, like, the dill pickle hot Cheetos. They're actually pretty good. But I don't like a lot at a time. Like, there's one thing I like to do. Is it for actual food? Oh my god. Alright. Is Chuking actually hungry for food? No. What are you hungry for? That's pretty funny. One of the things I like to do is I like to ask my rods to point. Oh, look, that's how you know that we have people coming in or spirits coming through, because my camera starts to focus like crazy in it. Okay, hold on. Ask about the aliens. Are they here? Oh, they have been here. Are they alien? Are there? our idea of aliens is very different. All right. Are extraterrestrials and are extraterrestrials here? That's gonna be the question. That's the question. Are extraterrestrials here? Yes. Are interdimensionals here? Yes. Dill pickle hot Cheetos. I've trying. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. If you like to put like the pickle juice or eat your pickle like a pickle with it, then they are pretty good. It tastes like you have pickle juice on your hot Cheetos. Okay, so you guys can see the very obvious snow sign, right? Look, guys, I can promise you that I can't move them. Look. You see how that like doesn't turn for me? Like it's making it very clear. All right. Are one of my guides in here with me right now? Yeah. Okay. May I ask you to please point to the poison apple, the lit up poison apple. Oh, my hands. See, I even changed it. Hold on, let's do it again. Can you please point to the lit up poisoned apple? Thank you. Can you straighten my rods out? Straighten them out. Just let them go. Feels like a pool. I feel a pull. I always feel a pull when I'm doing these. Like it feels like something else is directing it. It's very interesting. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do because I can prove that I'm not like it's not me because you can see that I can't turn it. Like, I mean, I can do this and then that would make it obvious. You know what I mean? But like, even if I leaned it, it'd have to be like a very obvious motion for anything to like move. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. Do you have any other questions about it, Cupfish? Clearly you want to know about the aliens. I know the aliens have been here for a really long time, but that's also so it's also kind of like I can't be too biased about what I know. So I'm trying to think of like ways to like ask questions for you. Background music reminds me of Friday the 13th. No, I've never seen that show, but that's cool. I should watch it. I've never actually watched Friday the 13th either. I've never watched Friday the 13th. I've watched only parts of Halloween's. Like, I've never watched it thoroughly. And then Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't watched those either. So I gotta. Oh, the Christian God exist. Does the Christian God exist? Very quick, yes. Very quick, yes. Was Christ our Messiah? Yes. Is the Christian God evil? So no. I also got like a very like emotion with that. Like what? 80s, 90s about cursed artifacts. That's pretty cool. I like that stuff. You wanna hear some cool answers of things that I've learned? Is heaven what we think it is? Is heaven another realm that's all around us? Can our loved ones come in and out of heaven to speak to us? Is hell real? Is the hell that we understand man-made? Is there a version of hell where our souls are not at peace? Does that answer you? Is there a fiery pit where the fallen angels will be thrown? Yes. A multiverse. That's a good one. I think I've asked this question before. Is there a multiverse? Yes. Is quantum jumping real? Yes. Is the multiverse the same as different timelines? Yes. Are we in a simulation? Is our consciousness what guides the simulation? Is God the creator of our consciousness? See, that's big. It's fun. Okay. Excuse me. It wasn't me. It was my firecracker behind my butt. Dang, it's like real. I thought right outside my window. You can hear it. Messed up on your consciousness, clearly. No, there's no mistakes. Right, see? Is there a guide here for chuking? My bro. Are you someone he would recognize? Yes. Well, you've got somebody. You've got a visitor here right now, Chu King. Just for the record. If nothing is a mistake, then why do we have... Then do we have a choice? If nothing is a mistake, then do we have a choice? Yes. Every time people ask questions like that, I get the vision of like Doctor Strange. You know how like you can have like he can see every like answer like as it or like choice as it's played out. Like that's what I see. Every time somebody asks that, like I see like stuff is being opened up. It's really interesting. Like that's like the reality that was like that really touched on reality. Ask if they would lie. If who would lie? Because Because it depends on who you're asking about. If you're asking my guide, if my guide would lie to me, is my guide gonna lie to me? No. See, that's very different. Will entities that are dark lie to us? Yes. Is my guide dark? No. I mean, that was funny. No. Entities that are dark would lie to us? No. It actually said no, huh? That's interesting. Let me think. I wonder if lying and deceit comes from... Alright, is Satan Lucifer? As we understand it, I guess. Is Lucifer still an angel? Yes. Okay, so I understand that. He's not a beast. When calling on angels, do all angels listen? Do fallen angels have the ability to come to us when we're asking for help? Do fallen angels have our best interests at heart? No. Should we be careful about how we call on angels? Yes. See, I've known that. I'm just letting you guys know that. Is it dangerous to whistle at night? Do demons respond to whistles at night? That's interesting. That's cool. I've never asked the question. I've always been told this, and I've like kind of like believed it, but I've never asked that question. Ask me more.
Anonymous tipped $3.33. Snowman, I what to write here? Cue spooky music.
Cue spooky music. Where'd that come from? Who sent me that? Was that you, Chu King? You just decided just to send the anonymous tip? I appreciate that, though. I want you to be able to, you know, do you want to talk to your guide? Asking things is hard. Asking things is hard. Yes and no. So we can run down a rabbit hole and we can see what gets told to us. That's always fun. You want to talk to your guide? Was that you? I'm assuming that was you, right? That was you with the tippy tip. Okay. Is Chu King's guide back here? Are you still here with me? I can still see her, but yeah. Who else is like? I know. All right, so I'm being told that you would recognize her. It's a female. She's blonde. I've never had a blonde come to me before. I've never like had an encounter with a blonde female. She's blonde. She kind of has like wavy, very full hair. Short, not short, but like shoulder length. I don't know if you can recognize that. She's it's so funny because like it seems like I get a lot of people in blue. I'm seeing a blue, either a blue or like a light greenish blue dress. Do you have something you'd like to share with Chu King? Yes. 'Cause, like, it seems like I get a lot of people in blue. I'm seeing a blue, either a blue or like a light greenish blue dress. Do you have something you'd like to share with Chu King? Yes. 'Cause, like, it seems like I get a lot of people in blue. I'm seeing a blue, either a blue or like a light greenish blue dress. She's curious if you recognize her. If you remember her. Is what I'm understanding. She's very sweet. She's very fair. Like soft. She likes perfume. Do you recognize her? Do you recognize who I'm talking about? Did you ask a question? Did you ask a question, like, without saying it, without typing it to me? Because it just answered yes. So, I don't know. We're staying on topic, chainsaw. Tricking, who am I speaking with? There's someone who it could possibly be. Super young, so the dress perfume doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Past life shit. My mic is low. Are you sure my mic is low and that you're just not too low? Like your own? She knew you when you were young. That's why she's wondering if you would recognize her. Is she like a great aunt or something? She is, but she is, like she watches you. Yeah. In a good way. No, you don't get stalker. Okay, I feel like I need to clarify this because I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. She would be your age. So she passed when she was young? Yes. I mean, the way I see her presented, she is young. She disappeared and I could never find her. Wow. How long ago was this? Okay. She was your age when she passed, or she was your age? Like, she is your age. Give me a moment. my life 30 years ago. I did everything I could think of to find her. I don't know how old you are. So I'm very curious. She is, what I'm seeing is a young woman. Like I'm seeing a young lady. But I don't know. I'm not really getting much from her other than she watches you. Or like she keeps an eye on you. So she was a young kid. She was a kid, or she was an adult when she passed, or when you lost her. That's what I'm trying to understand. Because what I'm seeing is a lady, like maybe about our age, maybe about our age. She was a kid. Chainsaw, stay on topic, kid. When divination here. This stream is for divination. And like spooky stuff. That's why I switched it. Mic is still kind of low. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's like all the way out there, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I see somebody about our age. Maybe a little younger. Like, presenting a little younger. Maybe that's what she wants to be. But yeah, she does follow you. Or she does watch you. That's all I see. Huh. I have not. Did something happen to you? Yes. I'm seeing water. And I'm not really seeing, I can't tell if it's like an ocean or a lake, but it's like a lot of water. I'm getting, I keep hearing, I know you tried. She doesn't really have any emotion to her either, though. She's very, like, peaceful. I don't know. You tell me. Was it a lake? I'm telling you what I see. I can't, like, make out. I can't make out the completion of things. I can give you what I see. Was it something that happened at a lake? Yes. I'm seeing like a lot of different people looking. That's interesting. Do you have something else you'd like to ask her? I'm seeing certain memories, but I'm like it's like I'm being guided not to share them. Like she's at peace and she doesn't want to talk about it. That's happened before. I've had that with like one other person. I guess it was like more traumatic, so they don't like to talk about it. They don't care to reminisce in any way of it. But she's wondering if you have something else that you'd like to know. Like one more thing. Is he allowed to ask me for the answers? She doesn't want this to be known. Are you at peace? Don't worry, it wasn't anybody's fault. It wasn't even my fault. It just happened. The music is playing over me? Oh, wow. That's strange. Ask if they're bored? She's not. It was when she was talking to me? Hmm. I'm not gonna lie, guys, when I did, sometimes during my divinations, my mic is one of the first things that starts to get messed with, too. It's happened many times. My audio starts to get, like, oh, just very weird. Like staticky and stuff. I don't think she's bored. Are you bored? I think that's a weird, yes, but she doesn't want to talk. That's a funny question. Do you want to leave now? Are you always with Chuking? Yes. Was the purpose for you to always be a part of his life? Yes. Are you still bored? No. Do you have more that you want to say? Did you just want him to know that you were with him? Yes. That's it. That's all she wants you to know. That's all she wants you to know. She's still around, but that's all she wanted you to know. She was like happy to be able to tell you that she's been with you. Like she's been by your side, kind of a thing. She says there are things that she wishes you weren't so hard on yourself for. It's not very specific. It's more of a... you have a tendency of getting... of comparison. Yes. It's an issue with comparison that you have. Comparison, like to others, and like in your space where you are in your life right now. And you would like you want to shut out whenever things like that happen. You've been, unfortunately, because your friends or like people in your life don't really recognize what you're going through. Like when you get in that like mindset that you kind of get like disregarded and set like not set aside, but like you lose their, not so much their friendship, because it's like they'll always be friends, but like you don't really stay in contact anymore because of times that you've gotten into this mindset. It's been a few different times in your life, and you could, and what I'm understanding, you know where she's talking about. But she wishes that you'd stop being so hard on yourself. Yeah. I think that yes is an agreement. Yeah. That's why, yeah. There's been a lot of times. That's exactly what I've been getting. That's why she says, like, you'll know why. That's why she's not being specific. It's almost a pattern with you. So what I'm understanding is for you to start focusing on like the good things that you're accomplishing. Like even if you accomplish them later than you would have wanted, start focusing on those good things, and just to realize that like nothing is meant to be on any kind of specific timeline. And the quicker that you recognize something that you want, like just stay focused on it. Don't stay focused. Don't Stay focused on that goal, not on how long it's going to take to get there. Or if it's going to take longer to get there. That you'll be surprised. But don't beat yourself up when you think that you're off track, because you're exactly where you should be. There's the agreement. To reach out, start reaching out to people that you know were a good part of your life, that did help along. She says that that some of the ones that you thought weren't in your corner, you were right about. But there are a few of them that you miss that you need to start reaching out to, because they were meant to help guide, or like not guide, but like help be an influence in your life. There's the confirmation, yes. I'm gonna say goodbye now. Goodbye. That's why she's always with you. And I think we did say that earlier, that she's always with you. She is always meant to be a part of your life, so she is with you. Whatever she's doing, she's at peace. So, that's a good thing. I have to check my phone to see if anybody's reaching out, because my kids should be. Interesting. Just read your name. I need to check something real quick, guys. I'm actually going to take a quick break. Quick break. So that we can keep diving back into some other yes and no conversation. Or yes and no questions. Okay. That's interesting that you guys are having a hard time, but you said it's only on Twitch that it's acting up like that? Is Kick and YouTube loud enough? I've been noticing I've been having issues with sound on Twitch. Just in general. Like, the output on Twitch is just bullshit. And it doesn't make sense because, like, I can see my... You can't speak for Kick. Like, I can see my levels, and, like, I'm, like, passing the level that I should be at on my mic. Crazy. I don't know. Yeah, it's like all the way up there. I mean, I can put it up so much, but like I feel like it's not gonna make a difference. I don't really know. Strange. Okay. Well, I hope that helps a little bit. And then my music, like I have it down, like really low. Like my mic is at 87% and my music is at 2%. So I'm hopeful that it actually starts working right. Or that you can hear me better. That's very strange. I'm also doing the restream, so I don't know if when I use... Because I know if I go to my actual stream... Like if I go to... Hold on. Like my dashboard, it tells me that I'm unstable. Ooh. That I'm really unstable on Twitch. Complaint? Chainsaw, you gotta learn how to use your words better, buddy. I'm unstable too. It's pretty funny. You guys want to see something? Hold on. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to my emotes. Look how cute these are. Because I can put these on Kick, but I can't put these on Twitch. But I don't know if they'll show on Twitch as like a restream thing. I really don't know. I don't think so. It's strange. Strange. I'm always unstable though. It's true. But yeah. I love my new I love all the emotes that I actually can get on what's it called? On Kick now. It's an error sending my message. Well, fine. It's pretty fun. Yeah, but so on Twitch it shows that I'm unstable. On Kick it doesn't show. I don't get the same alert that like it's not coming through right, and nor do I get the same on YouTube. I'm not getting any of that. If you all are just hanging out and you're chilling in YouTube, please do me a favor and like the stream. Once you start liking the stream, then it starts pushing it out so that other people can catch on and be a part of it. I won't be able to be here that long either way. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, for those of you who are aware, and I'm actually going to be going out of town with my family. A quick little day trip, but we're still going. I know, holiday. Woo! It's nice that it's on a Friday, right? Because you get like the 3-day weekend and stuff. So that's pretty fun. But because of it, I will be busy tomorrow. So I won't be able to stay on long. It's up to you guys if you guys want to do maybe like another, like a spooky react before we leave, like one compilation. I'm down if you guys want to do that. That might be fun. Hold on. Ghosties. It's been ghosties. There's a slapped ham. Post a spooky link? Well, technically you can't. You can send a link to Discord. Oh, boosting. A minute. Oh, if it's a spooky thing, put it in spoopy stories. I'll tag you in it. I'll bonk you in it or whatever. Ping? Is that what it is? Bonk. That works too. There we go. Oh, is that what it was? The ghost walks? But is that like a video, or is that doesn't look like a video? That looks like an article. Yeah, it's a react to videos. Cuba Road. Oh. This is an old one. Huh. You want that one? That's the one that was the one of the ones I was looking at. All right. Let's pull that up. Oh, fuck. That's not what I wanted to do. What the hell? That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Can you guys hear that?
Illinois has many haunted
Oh,
roads,
that
but
was
the
the
one
sound.
that draws more visitors than any other is the notorious Cuba Road in the city of Barrington, an upscale suburb about 40 miles from Chicago. Cuba Road is a 9-mile
Aliens are
stretch
everywhere. They're
that
paying
ends in the
attention to
village of
everything.
Long Grove, but most of the haunted legends revolve around West Cuba Road in Barrington.
But there are hot
West Cuba
spots,
Road is very
energy,
dark and secluded at night, and for decades
lines
the
and
area
stuff.
has been plagued by stories of bizarre sightings on the road near White Cemetery. From phantom vehicles to ghostly apparitions, the stories surrounding Cuba Road are as diverse as they are chilling. In this video, I delve into the haunted history of Cuba Road in Barrington and explore the legends and lore that have made it one of the most infamous roads in Illinois. I also explore White Cemetery and the strange sightings that continue to captivate believers and skeptics alike. It's unclear exactly when the haunted legends of Cuba Road and White Cemetery began, but many of the stories date back to at least the 1960s. One of the oldest legends is the phantom car that allegedly appears on West Cuba Road near the cemetery's entrance. Drivers traveling on the road at night have reported being closely followed by a black car that suddenly appears behind them and then vanishes soon after.
Ooh, no.
These encounters are said to occur while driving in either direction near the cemetery. The description of the mysterious vehicle varies, but drivers claim to have been tailed and in some cases almost run off the road by a sedan or a black muscle car that disappears during the encounter.
Oh my god.
Some people believe Cuba Road's history of fatal auto accidents could have caused a residual haunting, but others believe the sightings are nothing more than reckless drivers tailgating vehicles and then quickly turning off the road as a prank. Another possibility points to a lesser-known legend of a fatal car crash that allegedly took place on Flint Creek Drive, a narrow road that meanders through a wooded area near Cuba Road and Route 14. The legend says that in the 1970s, 4 teenagers in a black 1960s GTO were traveling northbound on the narrow road when flashing headlights from an approaching vehicle appeared. Instead of pulling onto the shoulder of the narrow road to let the car pass, the driver decided to play chicken with the vehicle. The driver slammed on the gas pedal and sped towards the vehicle, but in the final moments, the GTO swerved off the road and plunged into Flint Creek, killing everyone in the car during the crash. It is unknown whether or not the fatal crash is real or just an urban legend, but some of the vanishing vehicle sightings on West Cuba Road fit the same description as the black muscle car in Flint Creek Drive.
Oh, interesting.
Another possibility worth mentioning is Cuba Road's connection with notorious gangster Babyface Nelson and the deadly shootout that took place less than 2 miles away. On November 27, 1934, Dillinger gang member Babyface Nelson and 2 others were traveling southbound on Route 14 when Nelson was spotted by federal agents traveling in the opposite direction. A fierce gun battle ensued from the Fox River Grove area all the way into Barrington and ended at the entrance of Northside Park of what is now Langendorf Park. In the end, 2 federal agents lost their lives during the pursuit, and Nelson was shot multiple times. He managed to flee the scene after the shootout, but later died from his wounds at a safe house in Wilmette. A plaque at Langendorf Park commemorates the 2 agents who lost their lives during the historic event.
Wow.
It should also be noted that Babyface Nelson and John Dillinger allegedly rented out a home on Cuba Road less than 1 mile east of Route 59.
So fun part, real quick. John Dillinger used to stay in one of our hotels downtown here, like a lot. We have a copy of his what is it? The death mask. Have you ever heard of that? There's only been a few ever made of like anybody, and it was basically like a mask, like a not a mask, but like a. It's so weird. It's like an imprint of his face, and then like they filled it and then created like a cask of it. Is that what a cast of his face? It's so trippy. Anyway, but yeah, we have that in that one historic hotel. And when we were doing an investigation there with a group here, he actually appeared to me as a full body apparition, and it was terrifying. And I like quickly was like, "Oh my god." But he was like wearing like suspenders, the slacks. I saw like the chain. He had the slick back hair, the mustache. It was so weird. And he had this strange little like smirk on his face when I saw him, and I was like and like immediately there's proof of me reacting to that. There actually is proof of me on somebody else's video because they were recording and they were streaming at the time. So, but there's proof of me, like, I was near their camera. So there's the moment where I think I, like, when I see him, I, like, see him, and I, like I jump. Like, you actually see that in the stream. But yeah, anyway, I just thought you'd get a kick out of that.
In an interview with the
clearly
Northwest
Dillinger is a
Herald, the
big deal
property
out
owner
here.
claims a secret tunnel under the house was once part of the Underground Railroad and later a hiding place for Dillinger gang members. The hidden tunnel once extended from the house all the way into the woods out back, but in the 1930s it was sealed off and collapsed by the FBI. A link to the article about the tunnel can be found in the video description below. It has also been said that Nelson was traveling from the safe house on Cuba Road to Route 14 moments before the gun battle, but these claims are likely untrue since most accounts indicate the car chase began closer to Fox River Grove. It is possible that Nelson's getaway car traveled down Cuba Road after the shootout, but the exact escape route is unknown. It's unclear whether or not Cuba Road's gangster connection has anything to do with the strange sightings on the road, but the historical significance is interesting nonetheless. Another weird legend surrounding Cuba Road is the vanishing house near Route 59.
Oh, that's creepy.
Some late-night
That already
drivers
sounds
claim to
creepy.
have seen a farmhouse in the distance near the road, but as they drive closer to it, the house fades away like a mirage. The house is believed to be a home that once stood between the cemetery and Route 59, but was destroyed by a fire a long time ago. This historic map of Cuba Township from 1907 shows that a building did, in fact, once stand near the road just west of Route 59, not far from the cemetery. It is unknown if anyone lost their lives in the house fire, but some drivers have reported seeing the ghost of a woman near the vanishing home holding a lantern. When drivers turn around and drive back to the house, both the house and the woman with the lantern are gone.
That's trippy. Oh,
The
no.
main attraction along West Cuba Road in Barrington is the haunted White Cemetery, an old burial site with graves dating back to the early 1840s. The 2-acre cemetery is the final resting place for many veterans and some of Cuba Township's first settlers, including the Pomeroys and the White family, for which the cemetery is named after. Some of the older headstones from the earliest burials were destroyed by vandals many years ago or have fallen apart from age, but many are still intact. The cemetery also includes a few interesting monuments and recent burials, but most of the graves are over 100 years old. White Cemetery was badly vandalized from the 1960s into the early 2000s, but that ended when the city installed security cameras at the gates. The cemetery is also frequently patrolled by law enforcement at night, especially on Halloween. White Cemetery in Barrington has a long history of paranormal activity, and before the security cameras were installed, many people exploring the grounds at night reported seeing white glowing orbs hovering over the headstones. The glowing orbs have been witnessed by multiple people, including ghost hunters and drivers traveling past the cemetery at night. The glowing orbs have also been seen hovering over the gates of the cemetery into Cuba Road. However, some locals believe the glowing orbs drivers have seen at night could actually be solar-powered lights on some of the graves.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
The haunted legends of White Cemetery and Cuba Road are often met with a mix of skepticism and fascination by locals and paranormal enthusiasts. Some people are convinced the area is haunted, while others believe the stories are nothing more than urban legends that have been cemented into the road's history. But if the stories are real, what could have caused the haunting? Cuba Road and White Cemetery both date back to the mid-1800s, and before that, the area was inhabited by Native Americans who had many burial sites throughout the county. It is possible that burial sites were disturbed during the housing developments along Cuba Road. Another possibility is an unknown death that occurred in a home along the road a long time ago, or perhaps one or more fatal auto accidents are to blame. Some believe the desecration of the headstones might also explain the strange sightings on the road and inside the cemetery itself. Some of the ghost stories and legends surrounding Cuba Road are often confused with the former haunted mansion that once stood on Rainbow Road only minutes away.
See,
I made
was
an
saying
entire
something
video all
Rainbow
about the
Road.
tragic history of the creepy abandoned house that once stood at 92 Rainbow Road, which includes a scary story from when I visited the property at night in the early 2000s before it was torn down. I've included a link for that video in the description box
I don't know
below.
why they tear things down like that, rather than just.
What
like,
are your thoughts on
preserve
Cuba
them.
Road in Barrington, Illinois?
If they're part
Do you think
of
the stories are real or just urban legends that have taken on a life of their own? Have you witnessed the vanishing car on Cuba Road or the glowing white orbs in White Cemetery? Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts.
I always knew our truck was haunted. That's pretty funny. I am curious about that Rainbow Road thing. See, this one's the Legend of Rainbow Road. I want to see that one too, but what is this? The Apparition of Jonathan? Oh, that's interesting. That looks scary. That looks like it's like a real photo, huh? Like an actual photo that like has a picture. Oh, creepy. Hold on. Full spectrum walkthrough. But you don't see anything. Interesting. I'm surprised that more people haven't had like an actual larger investigation there. I'm curious about this one because this obviously looks like it caught something. But my kids are going to be here pretty soon, so let me just make sure I have the door ready for them. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. Need to be up until 2:20. Oh, like you have to be up a little later tonight. Got it. I'm curious about this.
Hey there, gang. We are in Barrington, Illinois today, and Melanie Owasco and Edward Kellogg recommended I go to White Cemetery, which is another haunted cemetery. And I live close by here, so this was an easy decision to shoot over here, and we're in. Now, the reason I'm here, I'm going to explain, is a little bit different. I had some experience here. This is on Cuba Road, a very famous haunted road here in the neighborhood, and I'm going to tell you a story.
We just learned about
It's a very windy day today, so I'm going to have to speak up. So sorry about the wind noise we're going to have, but I wanted to shoot over here and do this. Cuba Road is very well known to The people that grew up around here, myself included, very old cemetery here, a lot of stories on Cuba Road. And let's look at some tombstones. And I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me on Cuba Road. So here is Laura, wife of John White, who died April 11th, 1859 at the age of 64 and 11 months. Very clean cemetery here. They've really taken care of the graves. You can see here, this is where the tombstones were. Having a hard time reading that. Maybe we can see it on the 4K. Died, I can read 7. 62 years, 2 months. And I'm guessing that might be the husband. I don't know.
Something white.
A lot of old graves here. I looked the cemetery up. I was unable to find much history on it, but it does have a lot of paranormal activity. Again, we're not here for that. I mean, those of you that are into that, great. Not coming here at night. But I'm going to tell you a scary story, a bedtime story here. Happened to me on Cuba Road. Infant son, Dan and Mina Munger, born June 6, 1885, died July 20th, 1885. I'm just going to stretch over here.
Just over a month old. That's so sad.
1886 to 1890 1889, so 1-year-old child there. December 11th, December 21st, it looks like.
The first one was a 1 month old. That's so sad.
And this is the mother, probably. 1858. Mina, wife of D.P. Munger. She died in April 7th, 1945, right before the end of World War II. Well, in Europe, that is. So we were still fighting Japan before the atomic bomb. Let's see here. There's a very small tombstone for probably a child. A little flower growing out of it.
It's interesting.
Isn't that something? All right, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna tell you, this road, Cuba Road, and by the way, we're right near where the Fox Lake Massacre happened, just to the north in Fox Lake, and I believe some of the people, or one of the people killed there, is buried here. I wasn't able to get the information on that, but so when I was 20 years old, we always heard about the legends of Cuba Road. So I had a Jeep. I was working at the Ground Round, which was a restaurant in Chicago where you throw your peanuts on the floor as a cook. My day job as an architect, interning that summer. I was away, summer college. And I got the bright idea to come out here to Cuba Road because I had read about this boy that was killed standing by the window of in his bedroom, and lightning came down and struck the window and blew the window out and killed the boy.
Whoa, what?
I remember reading about
New
it.
fear unlocked.
And this would be in the 1970s. So I got the bright idea to come out here in my Jeep late at night with my friend Michael Flashberger, nicknamed Flash. my high school buddy.
Flashburger, he needed to make a chain.
And my sister Audrey and her friend Dawn. Now I was about
couple
20
years
years old. We
before,
were
that's
20 years
funny.
old. And the girls were 16,
Oh.
15 or 16 years old. Oh, they wanted to come with. And oh, I thought it would be such a great idea. I worked the ground around. I brought the big carving knife with, and I hid it under my seat in the Jeep for protection, because we were going to explore this house. We were going to find this house, and what if there was a ghost there? Wouldn't that knife be useful? So we go out here, we come down Cuba Road, and we found a path, like a little trail road, and I pulled in there with my KC lights, and already everybody was scared. But we persevered on.
Right? Mine's away from the window.
We went way in. Now, as we came through the woods, I remember going through mud and all kinds of stuff. The trail had not been used, but I knew about where the house was because I read the address in the newspaper. And you know, we didn't have Google Waze and Google Earth and all that stuff, but you know, I knew about where it was. So we come through there, and I'll never forget, the trees kind of parted, and there was this house all boarded up. And it was a 2-story house, and it looked like one of those, I swear, it was like a haunted manor. And my sister and her friend Dawn, they're like, we are not going in there. And me and Mike, we're like, yeah, we're going in. Let's go.
Oops.
So, of course, what do you think the girls did? You think they stayed in the Jeep? No way. So there we are. I've got my big paring knife. And everybody is crunched in behind me like a huddle, like a scrum huddle in rugby. It was funny, if you think about it. And we go to the front door, and of course it is partially open.
Oh God, that's already
So
terrifying.
I had a flashlight, Mike had a flashlight, we came prepared, and we went inside, and the girls followed us. Now, I'm going to tell you, the first thing the main thing I remember was there was just broken glass all over the place. And it was crunching under our feet as we entered. And the first thing I remember seeing, you know, thinking back on it, was there was a staircase, like a hallway that went straight, and then a staircase that went up. And I wanted to go to see the bedroom where Jonathan was killed. So Mike,
Oh my God, that'd be scary.
no, I was like, Mike, you go first. I got the knife. So Flash is like, he goes up the stairs, and I kid you not, all of a sudden I heard a creak, and he went down through the stairs. You ever see the movie The Amityville Horror? Where
Yes.
I think there's a scene in there where they fall through the stairs into the basement. This happened to Mike.
Oh fuck.
And the girls are screaming. And I'm like,
dangerous.
holy crap. I almost was screaming. Mike is screaming.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, Flash, we got him out of there. He climbed out himself. He shot out of there like a rocket.
Is it like I'm
Now,
just imagining like the Scooby-Doo
We didn't
gang.
give up.
He just needed their fucking dog.
We continued. We wanted to get upstairs. Even Mike was braver than me, I have to say. Flash was the man. So he led, and we went upstairs. I was right behind him,
Go for the young deaths here.
and we got
Cemetery.
upstairs. We walked, you know, there was a hole where he fell through, and we walked on the edges, which were stringers, more sturdy. And we get up to this hallway, and we're in this hallway, and we're looking down this hallway. And by the way, now, here's another grave with the name, with the birth date, and the person has not died yet. And I just think it's, I always block, that's why I'm blocking it out, with blurring it out, so people don't have their identity stolen. I just don't think it's a good thing for people to do, but I guess it's cheaper. Anyway, getting back to the story, we walked down the hallway and we kind of figured out where, you know, we went to the master bedroom where the parents were, and there's no furniture, there's nothing. We narrowed down, there were 2 other bedrooms, and the bedroom in the back, we went in there. That had to be, the boy's name was Jonathan something, Jonathan. We go in the bedroom, and there in the corner is the boarded up window, and I'm like, that's got to be where it happened. So I'm shining the flashlight, and there is blood. I mean, it was brown, dark. I mean, I think there was blood there. And all of a sudden, Mike goes, whoa! And I turn around and we look up, and I swear to God, there was like an apparition up in the dark, up in the corner. And we heard crying. There was like a face up there. I kid you not. And the girls, they didn't even come in to the room. They were in the hallway. They just started screaming and ran. We all ran out of there. I would be braver today, I think, and
George
get a
Bailey.
picture.
Look at, he was real.
Try to get a picture with my cell phone, right? Now look at this. This looks like Don Erickson, architect. Now this is one of those Asian, and I don't know the term. I forget what, you know those terracotta statues buried with the emperor? I think it was Chinese. This is what this looks like. Don Erickson, architect, a man after my own heart. I'm an architect, registered. August 1929 he was born. He died in 06. Very interesting. Well, needless to say, we went tearing out of there, and we jumped in the Jeep. Everyone's tripping and falling over each other and fumbling the keys. I mean, I couldn't get the keys in the ignition, and we just flew out of there. Now this was, and you know what? I'm going to drive over there and see if I can find there's probably impossible to find, but it was east of here. It's not here on Cuba. It's on East Cuba Road, just before Long Grove, where it ends. And that was one of 2 very frightening stories that happened to me. I'll have to share the other one with you, which was kind of different and radical another time, because we are at the end of the cemetery. Hey, it kind of worked out pretty good, didn't it? I hope the wind's not too bad. Here's a veteran flying high on eagle's wings. Is Michael Thomas Gost, a lieutenant colonel, U.S. Air Force, passed in 05. He was born in 46, so we're talking Korean War, Vietnam, maybe a little young for Korean War, definitely. I'm thinking Vietnam. What do you guys think? Anyway, this is White Cemetery. And that's the end. I'll catch you guys later. Oh, by the way, the merch, right? We talked about it. Overseas, we got that figured out. So by the time this video comes out, today's Monday. I'm probably going to get it out Wednesday or Thursday. Try it again. You should be good to go. All right, gang. Catch you later.
All right. He said goodbye to. Thank you. Thank you, Dish Deep. Thank you for the follow, sweetheart. All right, my loves. We're ending. It was a wonderful night. I'm sorry I can't hang out with you guys as long as I would have liked to, but tomorrow is the 4th of July, and I'm celebrating by going on a day trip out with my mom and my kids. So I look forward to talking to you guys later. I think I'll be live again on Saturday night. If not here on Touch of Snow, which is my other streaming channel, Holy Playing Games. But there is a possibility that I'll be on here to do some more reacts because I am trying to grow this channel so that we can get so I can get affiliated on Twitch. I'm already a creator on Kick, official creator on Kick. So if you do have Kick, you can sub to me on Kick, and I'd appreciate that. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much. Have a wonderful night. And oh my goodness, please just be smart about your divination choices. Okay, talk to you later.